fifth dimension. Aquarius I am. We in the Aquarius age for the next 2,000 years, you dig?
Swing low, time to move on. Light years in time, ahead of our time.
I want to free your mind by helping you understand the zodiac signs. That's right, you're live with Aquaman in the zodiac zone where the cosmos is your home. I'm your very own Anpu, the real urban guru, coming through on the mothership. So let's open up your cosmic memory bank and swing down to earth where the shit stank. Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Hip Hop Astrology TV, man. I'm your host, Anpu, the real urban guru, Aquaman, Aqua Boogeyman, the Astro God, the Star Man. And today we're gonna get into a few different subject matters, just to show you how, once again, how patterns in the sky, reoccurring themes, reoccurring patterns, just so happen to correspond with human behavior. All right. So, as they say, with no further ado, let's get into it. So, this first slide that you're going to see here is our dates that have what we call the Western, known as tropical zodiac dates. Then you have the Eastern Vedic, known as sidereal zodiac dates. And then you have something else called the galactic real zodiac, right? Now, you will hear primarily, somebody asked me a question on one of the last videos, the difference is Vedic astrology wrong versus, Western astrology. And you have to understand that, you hear this argument that you're not really a Pisces, you're an Aquarius. You usually go one sign back. However, what a lot of people don't know, or if you just really kind of pay attention, is like with the dates, for example, there is a small window of time where the dates in zodiac signs overlap one another, and you're still the same sign. So these signs in the different systems are actually sharing the same zodiac sign. Okay. So if we look at Aries, for example, we normally start that March 21st to April the 20th. But in the sidereal Vedic astrology, they say, wait a minute, it's April 15th to May 15th. Well, April the 15th still falls in the timeline of the tropical zodiac. Then the galactic zodiac will say, well, it starts on April the 19th to May 13th. Well, okay, cool. April the 19th falls within sidereal and tropical. See, that's my point. There's an overlap there. All right. I know if you deal with Aquarius, for example, January the 20th to February 18th. All right. Well, February the 15th in Eastern astrology, sidereal is Aquarius. That falls in the timeline of tropical. And then the galactic says, well, no, it's February the 16th. Well, fine. February the 16th falls in sidereal. And then obviously that also falls inside of tropical. Okay. So what's really going on here? Well, in the Vedic aspect of things, there's normally an average difference of about 23 degrees. So each zodiac sign is 30 degrees. Okay. And it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 29. Okay. So if you're 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, let's just say the last 7 days of the zodiac sign, then normally you're going to fall within the same sign. That's that overlap period right there. Okay. And so that rule doesn't apply to you. All right. But here is something that's really, really interesting, though. Me personally, I believe tropical is the one. I'm going to show why it is the one. And this is why I say they're all right and wrong at the same time, in a sense. Vedic astrology, sidereal astrology, this galactic astrology stuff is looking at the planets or where they appear in quote unquote real time. And where, like right now, you look out in the sky, it looks like the planet will be right here, which will be a sign back from what we say it is. But you can't believe what you see with the naked eye. I keep saying that. You know, the sun look like it rises and it look like it sets. It looks that way. The moon look like it changes shapes and sizes. It looks that way, but we know good and well the physical body is not moving and changing size like that. So this place, I did a webinar, is called, this place is the cosmic illusion. That's what this place is. This is why in Eastern philosophies it's known as Maya, illusion. You have to be able to see through the illusion of this reality to be able to gain a little bit more perspective and wisdom about this creation called God, okay? Or just the mechanics of where this place, how this place works, all right? So let's look into a zodiac wheel called dendera. This is a rendition of the zodiac wheel in Egypt. And notice I have an arrow pointing to the bolt of Ra, also known as the sitting gods. This constellation sits a little bit above, which is north, above Scorpio and Sagittarius, but it's in the middle of the constellation. This is exactly where, when we look at the next slide, Ophiuchus is at. So the people who rock galactic astrology or sidereal astrology, they're telling you that, wait a minute, around a certain date, you really are Ophiuchian because Ophiuchus sits in between this particular constellation. Well, if you look at it based off that belt is the zodiac sign belt, okay? So Ophiuchus in real time sits a little north of the zodiac belt, just like how it was depicted in dendera, okay? It's not on that ecliptical path. Ophiuchus is not, okay? The bolt of Ra is not there, all right? So I just wanted to show you that it's not. Now, again, there are numerous systems. A calendar is nothing more than, you can make your own calendar. You can start it whenever you want to start it. You can say, this is the lunar calendar when you just mark moon phases. This is the sun calendar when you mark every, July the 4th or whatever. You can switch it up and say you got 13 months or 20 days. That was a calendar before. You know what I mean? A calendar is nothing more than a measurement. Then you got bigger calendars, the Syrian calendar. Then you got, galactic calendars. You know what I mean? If you gauge in every approximately 26,000 years. So there's cycles within cycles, and the calendar is nothing more than, you have every right to start your measurement and end it wherever you want to, depending on what you're measuring. Okay? All right. So let's get into some things that's going on in our reality so it can make sense. And that's my thing, so it can make sense. All right. So the planet Jupiter, I want you to note that it has an energy of justice and the law. Okay. Back on October the 10th of this year, October the 10th, 2017, Jupiter moved into Scorpio. This is a fact in our science. So then it was like, okay, well, Scorpio is the sign of sex. So if Jupiter's energy represents justice and it represents the law, like I just did on this last video, Russell Simmons, this is the energy of why you're seeing so many cases come forward where it's like, yo, this was sexual, this, sexual, that, sexual, this, sexual, that, because Scorpio represents sex. But soon as the planet of righteousness or the law or justice gets here, all of a sudden victims feel compelled to come out and speak on XYZ as it deals with Scorpio. You see what I'm saying? So that's no coincidence. I mean, it's like crazy. Every time you turn on the news, is this person, right? It's like crazy. All right. So I'm just showing you how not too long ago, October, this energy of righteousness, justice made the shift into the sign of dark sexual secrets. All right. Cool. So Let's move into another one. Let's deal with Bitcoin. All right. Which right now it's like what? I think 11 or maybe, yeah, I think 11,000 US dollars just to get one Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin is definitely, far as cryptocurrency going, is changing the face of the game without a shadow of a doubt. So I want to show you that this is Uranus based. Okay. Uranus, I have two arrows pointing to sudden changes and invention. Bitcoin is rarely something new in a sense, right? It's an invention. And it's starting to change the direction of how people are viewing and using currency. Please read in the paragraph, it takes Uranus just over 84 years to make one complete circle around the sun. Okay, this is a fact. All right, so the planet of sudden change and invention takes 84 years. Now, I know that 84 years ago, this upcoming January, all right, was January 1934 is when the Gold Reserve Act was passed. Okay, this is a law that says, listen, all gold and gold certificates, you know, it got to be surrendered and turned into the United States Department of Treasury. It also started to put something in play that if you were, as a citizen, if you were caught, and this was 1933, a year earlier, if you was even caught with gold, you in trouble, Jack, because gold, the old standard of money, was going bye-bye, and you was about to get introduced to a new form of money called green dollar bills. Okay, so this is, the money is changing. January 30th, 1934, they set in the tone. Okay. And again, that was 84 years ago. So let's look in the sky, January 30th, 1934, and let's just see where Uranus was at. Now, Uranus appears, again, because we live in this place that's an optical illusion, it appears to be behind the Pisces constellation in between the two fish. But it's really very high degrees in Aries. So if we went to what's called an ephemeris, as you see on this page, I have an arrow pointing to the Uranus column. Late January 34, Uranus is about 23 degrees Aries. Now, I told you each zodiac sign stops at 29 degrees. What's after Aries? Taurus. Taurus is what? Money. So in astrology, there's something called a conjunction. Usually when a planet is about 10 degrees away, it could be before or after a particular point. In this particular point, let's say 0 degrees Taurus represents the cosmic zone that deals with money. Okay. Then 20 degrees Aries is 10 degrees away. Right? 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and then 0 degrees Aries. So 0 degrees Taurus. 20 degrees Aries is 10 degrees away. That's not far. Okay? So Uranus is at 23 degrees. He's only 7 degrees away from the zodiac sign that deals with money. So when it gets in this zone, we can expect some type of change to occur. In 1934, it went from gold, and then they laying the standard for this green money. So now let's look at an ephemeris right now in our time. Let's go to January of 2018, because that would be the 84-year anniversary from the gold clause. Okay. Uranus is at 24 degrees Aries. So it's only 6 degrees away from the Taurus zone. It's in, as we can look in the sky, it is in the exact same place where it was 84 years ago when the landscape of finances changed, and now we see Bitcoin. If you look at a definition for Uranus, all right, I should have definitely put that on here. It should be something that deals with technology. Okay. I'm trying to look at it and see if it deals with technology and whatnot. But that's something that it's not on here, but it absolutely rules technology. Okay. Because it's something that's different. It deals with inventions, like I said earlier, and whatnot. So this is a planet that deals with the technology age. Okay. All right, man. So I just wanted to show y'all that. And so again, you will have arguments that's like, wait a minute, that planet's not right there, it's right here. But nevertheless, you're starting to see a shift in humanity. And that's my whole point. Show me where that makes sense. Because if the argument becomes Jupiter is in Libra, it don't fit the motif of what we see. Jupiter in Scorpio fits the motif of what we actually see, because Scorpio deals with sex. These ain't talking about Libra is just regular relationships. And oftentimes these allegations don't come from a relationship. They come from one night encounters. You see what I'm saying? And so it don't fit. All right. So again, I just wanted to show y'all that, man. That's what's happening. And oftentimes too, there's something to think about, because when the sister asked me the question about Vedic astrology and Western astrology, they both are, it's three pieces to this whole thing, right? Planets in the sky, which are the ball of action. That's really where the activity is at, right? We can just look at a planet and look at its energy and say, okay, that energy is about to spew out, right? Which is going to be justice and law. So that's what it is. Then the zodiac sign tells us how the energy of justice and law is going to come out. So justice and law is going to come out how? Through the means of Scorpio, sex. Okay? So bam, that's how. So that's two pieces. And then the third piece of the puzzle is called the house. In astrology, that simply means where in your life is it going to pop up at? Okay? And if you know these systems in the science, there's only one out of those three pieces of the puzzle. There's only one disagreement. We agree on the planet. We even agree on where it's at in the sky as far as its location. Let me be very clear with this. So let's just say, for example, the sun rises where you're at 6 o'clock in the morning. That's sunrise. Okay. In astrology, Western astrology would say, well, the sun right now is in Sagittarius and it will be in your 12th house, because that's the house when things start rising. Okay. When it's first up on the eastern portion of the sky, when the sun rises and those energy is fresh up, those first 2 hours of rising is the 12th house. Okay. So we agree on the planet, the sun. We agree on the location in the sky. We just disagree on the constellation. So therefore, somebody can get a correct interpretation, say, hey, the law, boom, 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 and it still be the law, boom, boom, boom. We just kind of disagree of how it's going to manifest itself. But 2/3 of the puzzle is there. So therefore, you will have an accurate interpretation, because as long as you got what it is, the planet's energy, you in the ball game. Okay? You in the ball game. All right? So I just wanted to show you that's why the systems work. But again, I lean a little bit more towards tropical, simply because that 23-degree difference, I know the earth is said to be tilted at 23.5 degrees. And then I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And I know I can't believe what I see with the naked eye. And then plus God always shows you a beautiful sign, a correspondence in this reality. Michael Jordan, the greatest to ever do it, wears number 23. So it's something about the number 23 that we need to understand as it relates to consciousness, and not just a great person. Because even when you start understanding who Michael is the one. Michael is literally the one who is like God. That's what the translation means. The one who is like God, Mikael. Okay. So then you got to start getting into these motifs of people and understand the divine story that's taking place. All right. Check this workbook out. It's on myastrologycoach.com, the self-activation workbook. It can help you. You can map out your own chart, the way it's written, the way it's formatted. You have to learn yourself, okay? So that's what this workbook is about. That's right here, self-activation workbook. Also, man, join us for our spring equinox trip. We take you on a crystal tour where you can actually go dig crystals yourself. We're going to be in the Memphis, Tennessee area. We're going to travel outside of that area to go crystal, do our thing on the crystal tip. And then that Sunday, we're actually going to go get it in and have a very, very, very nice, powerful meditation on a very old sacred spot that actually corresponds to something on Mars. I know that may sound like I'm a Martian for real, but I am. I do this for real, okay? So this is going to be the spring equinox, March 23rd, 24th in that area. We check in Friday in Memphis. I got your hotel, your price pays for the hotel and transportation to the sites for 3 days. All right, Friday night, we is kicking in Memphis. Saturday, we'll wake up, we'll go and do our crystal thing. Even may kick it on Saturday night. Sunday, we'll wake up and go do our powerful meditation at this sacred spot. And then Monday morning, we check out. All right, be charged up. All right, so you'll get to that on myastrologycoach.com. Go to the events tab and then click on retreats. All right, that's where we at. Visit my brother, Minister Jew, at theImaginationguru.com, man, and take your time going through the sites. You need us, get at us, call us. Peace.
Prophecy is what we all have to go by now.